Today, we're breaking down something bigger than any single fighter. We're talking about the evolution of boxing itself, how the sport has transformed, adapted, and reinvented itself over time. Boxing is not just about two guys in the ring throwing punches at each other. It's a martial art, and it is a constantly shifting battleground of styles. The way we fight, the way we train, and the way we watch the sport have all changed across generations. And perhaps no moment marks the beginning of that evolution more than the first time boxing was caught on film. That is where our journey begins. It was 1897, Carson City, Nevada. James J. Corbett versus Bob Fitzsimmons. The first heavyweight championship fight ever recorded. For the first time, boxing wasn't just something you read about. It was something you could see. It wasn't just a brutal contest anymore. It was a spectacle, a form of entertainment that could be studied, analyzed, and broken down frame by frame. The fight itself was a clash of styles before boxing even had a name for it. Corbett, a slick-moving technician, had already proven that finesse could beat brute force when he dethroned the legendary John L. Sullivan. Fitzsimmons, on the other hand, was all about precision and power, waiting for the right moment to land the perfect shot. And that's exactly what he did. In the 14th round, he landed a perfectly placed punch to Corbett's solar plexus, a body shot that was so devastating that it instantly turned his ribs to sand and changed the outcome of the fight and history itself. Just like that, boxing wasn't just about swinging for the fences. It was about tactics, patience, and finding the smallest openings to break an opponent down. From there, boxing evolved in waves. The early 20th century saw the rise of defensive mastery. Jack Johnson made aggression look foolish, humiliating opponents by making them miss punches and then hitting them back with punches and more precise counterpunches. Then came the pressure fighters, men who turned every fight into a war of attrition. Henry Armstrong threw punches in machine gun bursts, smothering opponents with non-stop aggression. Rocky Marciano proved that raw power and relentless forward movement could break even the most skilled opponents. But the sport never stays the same. The 1940s and 50s saw the perfect fusion of skill and violence in Sugar Ray Robinson, a fighter so complete that he became the blueprint for greatness. He had it all: speed, power, footwork, ring IQ, and he could beat the shit out of anybody in any way he wanted. Then came the 60s and the 70s, where boxing became about personality as much as skill. Muhammad Ali didn't just win fights, he changed the way people thought about boxing. He had a movement, and his way of movement in the ring, his style, his ability to control the pace of a fight, it all made the heavyweight division look completely different than it ever had before. And then, on the opposite side of the spectrum, there was Roberto Duran. Duran's ability to slip inside and counter made him one of the most dangerous fighters to ever step in the ring. The next great shift came with defense. Pernell Whitaker made elite punchers look like amateurs, dodging and slipping and fooling around with supernatural reflexes. James Toney stood in the pocket, barely moving, making opponents miss by the width of a nucleus, and then firing back, wham, with counters that send them back reeling every time. Then there's Floyd Mayweather Jr., who turned defense into an entire career, making it clear that you can't hit him, you can't beat him. And today, boxing is in the era of adaptability. The best fighters are not just specialists anymore. Canelo Alvarez can fight in different styles depending on the opponent. Terence Crawford can switch stances mid-fight and dismantle his opponents. Mayowa Inoue combines ruthless power with laser-sharp laser beams of accuracy with his punches, proving that technique and ferocity don't have to be separate entities. So where does boxing go from here? Training will get smarter, fighters will keep evolving, the pace of fights might slow down, but the skill level will only rise from here. This is an era of intelligence, efficiency, and absolute precision. Boxing has never been static. It has never been one thing, and it will never be just one thing. It's a sport that is defined by change and by the constant search for the perfect style and the perfect strategy and the perfect fighter. And no matter how much it evolves, one thing will always be true. The smartest fighter will always find a way to win.
TORO TV is the best you'll ever see. It's the place to be on the screen. Yeah, we're free. TORO TV's gonna rock DC. FBOTUS. So now sit back, cause it's TORO TV.